feel it's time for another haircut, I think, or a shave or something. It's going to rain as well. Raining in December. How's everyone going? I thought it was time for just a quick little update. I did a video yesterday, but I didn't cover all the points that I wanted to cover, so I thought I'd just redo it quickly. So the last few days for me, I suppose there's just been a bit of a chain of events which have just made me slow down and stop and think for a minute, I guess. Just some stuff that's happened. And not bad stuff necessarily, but just, you know, stuff that can sort of just slow you down. So when I said in my previous video a few weeks ago that I went out for lunch with some friends and I got to talk to a girl that was quite attractive. Well, I found out a few days ago she actually has gotten a boyfriend, so that doesn't really help me in that respect. And you know, that's okay. I mean, I wasn't pursuing her to that degree because I didn't really know her well enough. But I was getting to a position where I was starting to where I could start to invest a bit more of myself into her, like with conversation-wise, I could open myself up to her slowly, and that, you know, I was beginning to do that, and you know, you can't do that with everyone, but with this girl I was able to do that, because we had a good interaction, or we interact well. So but when I find out that someone has a boyfriend or a girl is married or whatever, then I know that there's a boundary there that I can't really cross when it comes to that interaction. I know that I can't, that there's certain degrees or levels of conversation or discussion you can have, and there's limits you can, because you know, you don't invest yourself in that context to someone that has a boyfriend or a husband or a spouse or whatever. You know, you don't do that because you're stepping over a boundary, if that makes sense. So, you know, I was a little not upset, but I was a little disappointed, I guess. But you know, that happens, and there's a lot of other new people to meet, which is like the best thing. There's always new people to meet in this world. And I suppose another thing, I also had a bit of an issue. I won't go into details, but I had a bit of an issue with someone on the weekend. I did some things, or I said some things that were taken the wrong way by someone, and it wasn't my intention to do that. Like, I wasn't intentionally out to hurt or upset anyone, but some people got offended, or one person got offended by what they did, or by what I did, and they there was a bit of conflict there. But the thing is, when I tried to explain myself and tried to tell them the truth, that I wasn't deliberately out to make people upset or whatever, that it wasn't, I suppose, it wasn't really taken on board by that person. They didn't really believe what I said. And you know, like, if I make someone upset or I offend with someone, then, you know, of course I'm sorry for it. I don't deliberately go out of my way to hurt people. But the thing that made me upset was that one thing I hate is that I hate when I try to explain to people why I did something or why something happened. Or when I try to be truthful with someone and they don't believe me, or I am misunderstood. That really hurts for me. And, you know, on the weekend I felt really misunderstood because I was trying to truthfully explain something and it wasn't received correctly, even though I was being honest. So, you know, that was a bit annoying. And then last night I got a text message from I got a text message from my ex-girlfriend. I've talked about it previously, maybe a couple of times in one of my older videos, I guess. But I don't really talk to her very often, but I had been over the last couple of days, because I'm still close with her family. because we attend the same church, me and her family. She doesn't. I don't see her. She lives in another part of the country now. But anyway, she sent me a message last night, and that was, that sort of took me back a bit, because I don't normally talk to her, but it's just when you talk to. I was with her about 2.5 years, and she left me a few years ago now. So, but just the way she would talk and the way she would text, it was all familiar. The words she used, because everyone has their own way of talking, right? It's just the way that she would talk. It was strangely familiar, and it set me back a bit. And it was a, because the thing is, it's weird for me to talk to someone, for me to be best friends and close to someone like that for a few years, and to give my full emotion to someone like that, or to invest a lot of myself into another person, and for that person to leave your life and you have no contact with them anymore, and then they sort of come across as a stranger. And then when you treat them, or you talk to them or interact with them as if they're an acquaintance, but you have this history with them, that's that sort of thing really trips me out. It really makes my head spin. So when I was talking to her last night, it was a strange interaction, because it just reminded me of the relationship I previously had, and some of the things we talked about. It was bizarre, and it makes you think. Or it makes me think. I suppose I'm a bit of a nostalgic person. I tend to look at these things a lot more, especially when when things from the past are like brought up like that, and you're sort of faced with them. And yeah, it was strange. So yeah, these chain of events have been pretty interesting over the last couple of days, but I've been alright. I nearly had a bit of a slip up several days ago. Not a relapse or anything, but it's a bit of a slip up, and I've been alright since. But I know that with the events that have recently happened, they would have put me in a position where I would have relapsed. Say if this was 5 or 6 months ago, any of these events that I've talked about, if they happened 5 or 6 months ago, they probably would have caused me to relapse. But I didn't, and I didn't continue with that sort of thing. I didn't decide to pursue that sort of thing. As I said, I had a bit of a slip up, but other than that, I had a lot more self-control, I guess you could say. But yeah, just wanted to share that just quickly. Thanks for watching, and I appreciate those that have subscribed and that look forward to my content. But yeah, I'm encouraged by a lot of the messages and the comments that people leave as well. So I look forward to reading that, and because I get encouraged by a lot of what you guys tell me as well. Absolutely, because I'm not an expert at this. I just do it like everyone else. Now it's starting to rain. But yeah, I appreciate you guys. So yeah, thank you.